Nkechi believed she had found true love with Chike. However, when hidden secrets comes to light, an unknown vengeful wife, bound by a blood covenant, seeks to destroy everything. Nkechi finds herself trapped in a dark world of curses, betrayal, and revenge. Will love be enough to escape a fate sealed in blood? In the lovely city of Olosha lived a beautiful lady named Nkechi. The city of Olosha never slept, as the people are always moving around, and everyone had a big dreams about their future. Nkechi has a simple life, and she worked at a tailoring shop. She always hoped for something more exciting, as she had lived a very quiet life. And that change eventually came when she met Chike. It was a day Nkechi will never forget in a hurry. She visited a lovely coffee shop for a short break. And this is something she hardly do, especially during work hours. It was at the coffee shop that she saw Chike, a tall, handsome man with smooth skin and a radiating confidence that made people to turn to look at him. Chike was walking majestically, like he owned the world, his luxury shoes tapping against the walkway elegantly. When Nkechi and Chike's eyes met, Nkechi felt her heart beating very fast. Chike smiled, a smile so great it seemed to come from a daydream. "Please excuse me," Chike said, his voice smooth and cool. "Do you know the way to the city park?" Nkechi couldn't find her voice to respond to Chike. She nodded her head, her hands suddenly feeling sweaty. "Yes, it's just a few blocks down. I can show you if you like," she offered, surprising herself. Chike smiled again. "I like that." From that moment, their lives became connected. Chike showered her with attention, sweet words, and expensive gifts. Nkechi, who had never been treated like a queen, fell hard and fast. She believed she had found her missing prince and was excited. But as elders always say, all that glitters is not gold. It was not long before Nkechi's friend noticed something strange about Chike. Amara, her closest friend, was the first to voice her concern. They sat together one evening drinking a bottle of wine and chatting. Amara had a frown on her face, her eyes full of worry. "Nkechi, this Chike, I don't trust him," Amara said bluntly, taking a sip from her cup. Nkechi looked surprised. "Why? He has been loving and kind to me." Amara shook her head. "That's just it. It's all too perfect. There's something strange about Chike. Have you not noticed that he never discussed anything about his past or where he goes when he's not with you?" Nkechi swept it off, laughing. "Amara, you worry too much. Not everyone has secrets. He's busy with work." But deep down, Nkechi felt a small seed of doubt planted in her heart. As much as she tried to ignore it, Amara's words stayed with her. Few weeks after, the relationship between Nkechi and Chike became stronger, or so she thought. But Chike's strange behavior became harder to ignore. He would disappear for days without providing any reason, and his phone was usually switched off, which left Nkechi feeling confused and worried. One evening, as Nkechi was coming home from work, she heard something that sent a chill down her spine. Two women were having a conversation outside the shop, and she caught a name that sent shivers down her spine. "Did you hear about Chike and his wife Adobe?" One of the women whispered. "I heard she put a curse on him. No one can take him away from her." Nkechi's heart dropped. Wife? She could not believe what she was hearing. Chike was married. How could he have kept such a big secret from her? She tried to call him, but once again, his phone was switched off. The next day, Nkechi went straight to Chike's house. It was a luxury home, sitting in the rich part of Olosha. She had never been to Chike's house, And now she understood the reason. As she got closer to the gate, her heart started to pound. A servant opened the door, and Nkechi demanded to see Chike. She was taken inside the house, where she saw Chike sitting in the luxury living room, looking very tired and exhausted. Chike, she called out. "You lied to me," Nkechi said, her voice hardly above a whisper. "You are married, and you did not tell me." Chike's face fell, his shoulders slumping. "Nkechi, I did not plan for you to find out about my marital status this way," he said quietly, avoiding her eye contact. Nkechi's eyes were soaked with tears. "Why did you not tell me about it? And you made me believe we had a future together." Chike sighed heavily, rubbing his temples. "It's not that simple. Adobe and I, we are not just married. There is something else, a blood covenant." Chike's words left Nkechi speechless. A blood covenant? This is something she had only seen in movies. People made these covenants to bind their souls together, promising loyalty until death. Breaking such a bond was said to bring terrible consequences. "We were young when we did it," Chike explained, his voice filled with regrets. "Adobe has persisted that we should make a covenant to keep our marriage strong and unbreakable. I did not see it as a big deal, but now it feels like a heavy weight around my neck. I cannot escape." Nkechi could not believe what she was hearing. This was more than just a regular marriage. It felt like a trap. And now that she knows about you, she will not just forget about it, Chike said, his voice trembling. "Adobe is revengeful. She will come after you." Adobe was not a woman to be played with her emotions. She had always been known for her violent temper and deep belief in the spiritual world. When she found out about Nkechi, her anger knew no bounds. "She must pay," Adobe said, her voice soaked with anger, her eyes blazed with fury. "No one takes what belongs to me and escapes without consequences." Few days later, Adobe visited her family shrine, a place where she had not been to in a long time. The air was filled with smells of incense, and the walls were decorated with old treasures. She knelt in front of the shrine and quietly said a prayer to her ancestors. "Spirits of the past, hear me," she murmured. "Take back what is mine. Make Nkechi to suffer for daring to come between Chike and myself. She wants to steal my love. Make her pay for this wicked act." And after her submission, she left the shrine. Some days later, strange things started happening to Nkechi. At first, they were small and hard to be noticed. A sudden anxiety in the room or a whisper in the wind that seems to call her name. But then, the nightmares began. They were dark and twisted, making her wake up in a cold sweat with her heart pounding. One night, as she lay in bed, she heard a voice. It was soft, but it sent a shiver down her spine. "Leave him," the voice whispered, "or suffer." Nkechi jumped up in bed, her heart pounding. She looked around her, but no one was there. She was all alone, but the voice lingered in the air, filling her with fear. Desperate for answers, Nkechi visited a local priest, known for his wisdom and knowledge of the spiritual world. She explained everything about Chike, the blood covenant, and Adobe's curse. The priest listened carefully, his face solemn. "A blood covenant is not something to be taken lightly," he said. "It binds two souls together, and breaking it brings great danger. Adobe has used her power to summon dark forces against you. You must leave Chike." "But I love him," Nkechi said. The priest shook his head. Love is not enough to break a bond this strong. You must choose your love or your life. Chike too was suffering. He had never imagined that his love for Nkechi would come at such a cost. One evening, he paid Nkechi a visit. His face was pale and lean. Nkechi, I seriously do not know how much longer we can continue with this relationship, he said, his voice filled with hopelessness. Adobe's curse is too powerful. I can feel it. Nkechi looked at him with heartbreak. She wanted to be with him, but the fear of what Adobe may possibly do fell over them like a dark cloud. What can we do now? Nkechi asked, her voice trembling. I don't know, Chike admitted, but I can't let her destroy you. The next few weeks were filled with tension and fear. Nkechi and Chike chose to leave Olosha, believing that being far away will reduce Adobe's influence over them. They decided to move to a small village far from the city, where they could begin a fresh start together. But deep down, Nkechi knew that running might not be enough. Adobe's powers were strong, and her thirst for revenge would not be quenched easily. As they were packing their bags, Nkechi had a strong feeling that something bad was going to happen. Adobe was not done. She had waited long enough, and now it was time to take action. She went to see a powerful sorcerer, a man who was feared across the land for his ability to control the spirit world. I need your help, Adobe said, her voice strong but filled with anger. I want Nkechi gone for good. The sorcerer nodded slowly, his eyes dark and mysterious. There is a way, he said, but it will cost you. Adobe stood firm. I will pay whatever it takes. The sorcerer grinned. Very well, he said. Consider it done. It was a stormy night when Adobe made her move. Nkechi and Chike were all set to leave for the village, with their bags neatly placed by the door. Just as they were about to go outside, the room suddenly became chilly. A strange, dark feeling filled the space, causing the hair from Nkechi's arm to prickle. Then Adobe appeared, her eyes shining with a frightening glow. Do you really think you could get away from me? She said, her voice echoing around the room. No one takes what belongs to me and gets away with it. Chike stepped forward, his face pale and determined. Adobe, please stop this nonsense, he begged. It does not have to end this way. But Adobe was beyond reasoning. She raised her hand, and a wave of dark energy shot towards Nkechi. Chike threw himself in front of Nkechi, absorbing the full force of the attack. He fell to the ground unconscious. Nkechi screamed. Adobe laughed at them. This is what happens when you challenge me, she said. But before she could strike again, the priest appeared, chanting a powerful prayer. The air cracked with energy as the dark forces surrounding Adobe began to weaken. You will not harm them, the priest said, his voice strong and commanding. Adobe screamed in anger. No! The power of the priest's words broke the curse, and Adobe was defeated. Nkechi and the priest took Chike to the hospital. Chike recovered slowly, his body weak from the attack. Nkechi stayed by his side, her love for him stronger than ever. Adobe, stripped of her powers, disappeared into the shadows, her fate unknown. The city of Olosha went back to its normalcy. But for Nkechi and Chike, everything has changed. They have faced tough times filled with betrayal and revenge, but they emerged stronger than ever. Nkechi and Chike decided to leave the busy city and move to a peaceful village. where they could begin life afresh. Although the pain from their past was still there, they were determined to create a future without lies and betrayal. Nkechi will always remember what the priest had said. Love is strong, but it can't grow in a place filled with lies. She had learned this lesson through difficult experiences, but now she was ready to move ahead. In the end, Nkechi and Chike's journey taught them that love, no matter how deep, could not thrive in the shadow of lies and betrayal. As they left Olosha behind and started a new life in a quiet village, they carried the scars of their past, but also the strength they gained from surviving it. Adobe, stripped of her powers and consumed by her desire for revenge, a reminder of the dangers of blood covenants and holding on to hatred. With the priest's words echoing in their hearts, love is strong, but it cannot grow in a place filled with lies. Nkechi and Chike vowed to build a life founded on trust, honesty, and true devotion. Their future was uncertain, but this time they will face it together, stronger than ever, in love and harmony. Until next time, God bless you.